Hey guys, Adam here from DirectionTrader.com. Let's go over the markets traded in the live trading room and see what we are looking at moving forward going into tomorrow. Let's start off here with Crude. Crude's still trading in that range here on the daily chart. If you want to focus over here to the daily chart, we have these highs and these lows, which we've been trading throughout here for the last few weeks here. We're starting to kind of push towards the lower end of that range, as you can see here. The sell-off here this afternoon on Crude right into the close pushes closer towards that support that we've been talking about so much here on Crude. So going into tomorrow, depending on what we do overnight, if we decide to trade inside this range overnight that we're currently trading in, I will look for a test of the extremes, just the same as I did today. So we're going to continue to use the same resistance and same support as we did going into today. But if we are able to go ahead and finally break on the Crude to the downside, I will be one-side trading. So if we decide to break to the downside here on Crude, I will then be a one-side trader. But other than that, I must continue to trade a range. And if we come down here and if we're able to hold this support, any signs of push to the upside off of this support, we must trade this range and continue to get this market to push back up here. When will it break? We don't really know, but we must go ahead and continue to trade what we see, not necessarily what we think should happen in the market. So do I think that we could get a push lower tomorrow? I do. But I'm also going to go ahead and be patient and wait to see us actually break through some of these levels. Once we do that, there's really nothing to stop us till we get back down here towards these 44s on the crude oil. So that should be a pretty good move if we can get them to drop below them lows. So then the indexes, something interesting we want to pay attention to this afternoon on the indexes. Let's first start with the S&P. As you can see here over here on the daily chart, the S&Ps have had a pretty good run up today. Nothing too crazy. If you go back and you look at the volume from the day, you're going to notice we've had fairly low volume again. Not a lot to show forth in the volume side of things. Just a slow leak to the upside, kind of like we've had here this entire move. We had Yellen testifying today. She's also going to be speaking tomorrow. So depending on what she has to say, she could have an impact on the market. But as we were talking about in the trading room today, almost every single time she talks, the market just leaks its way higher. So I don't see much different going into tomorrow. One thing I will focus on tomorrow, previous day's highs. We are starting to get a little bit separated here from that 21 period moving average. Anytime we do that, we're going to constantly watch them previous day's highs. Anytime you're in an uptrend, you're watching previous day's highs. We break through the previous day's highs to the upside, there's only one direction for us to trade. It's going to continue to resume. Anytime that it fails to break through that previous day's highs, it has a good chance of being in somewhat of a pullback or a consolidation area. Something we talk about all the time with crude oil, something we talk about all the time with these indexes. If you look back here, this whole push to the upside, what did we talk about? Breaking through the previous day's highs, looking to the upside. Breaking through the previous day's highs, looking to the upside. Anytime that you fail to push through the previous day's highs, there's a chance that you're starting one of these pullbacks. That's pretty common sense. It's something we repeat darn near day after day here in the live trading room and in these videos. So it must have some importance. So going into tomorrow, I'm going to watch some previous day's highs, see if the momentum can carry us through there. If it does, there's only one direction for me to trade here on the indexes, and that would be the upside. If we fail to push through that previous day's highs, start to look for a little bit of weakness in the market and potential for either a consolidation here on a daily chart or even a pullback, because we have had a nice little run to the upside. Actually, I want to show you the Nasdaq next, not the Russell. You see the Nasdaq here starting to be the Nasdaq's it is positive on the day, not as positive as say the Dow and the S&P, but we are having an update here on the Nasdaq. I just wanted to show the Nasdaq here, this most recent push up, and then the Dow, because I'm going to show something here. I'm not sure that's going to set up. We got another 5 minutes for the cash close, and then a little bit longer for the futures here. See the Dow closed up, or is going to close up pretty nicely. And then we have the Russell. The one thing that Dad and I have been talking about here over the last couple hours trading here is how the Russell is actually, until this most recent push up, the Russell was actually showing a bearish day. It was actually having a down day. And as you see here, we kind of have what you want to call what inverted hammer on the daily chart. If this closes somewhere in this region and does not close above the previous day's highs here, which fall at the 32s, I will look for a possibility that this could be a somewhat of a 3 to the 1. Now, with that Nasdaq not necessarily pushing higher, it's not as aggressive, but if we can get this Russell to close down below the previous day's highs, you could have the Russell down and the other 3 indexes actually pushing neutral to higher, and there's a small chance that you could see this Russell kind of just drag us down. But the most important part about tomorrow is still going to be this uptrend on the stock index futures and watching that previous day's highs. We push above that previous day's highs, we become one-side traders, kind of like we're looking at the lows here on the crude oil. So, a lot to throw at you here today. Not really getting any exact levels on what we're looking at. The only thing I'm really going to hit on are them previous day's highs. We're in an uptrend. That's pretty apparent. We have Yellen speaking tomorrow, so be a little bit cautious while she's on the microphone. But being in an uptrend here on the stock index futures, I will continue to watch that previous day's high, and if we push through it, just go with it, guys. I mean, you can just see instruments like the Dow and the S&P. We talk about it on a day in and day out basis. Blow up this chart where you can see the highs. That's this green line here. Anytime you're in an uptrend on a market, look at them previous day's highs. We get above them previous day's highs, we become one-side traders. And as it pulls back, we're not trying to short these pullbacks. We're waiting patiently here, and as you see, it tested the previous day's highs and then started to push again. So anytime you're in an uptrend, guys, watch that previous day's highs. It's very important. It's amazing how the market will react and respect that level, especially in a trending environment. And you can look the exact opposite way on crude. On crude, you'd be looking at the previous day's lows. So, hope this helps, guys. I know it's just a repeat. It's something we talk about almost on a nightly basis anytime these markets are moving, but there's really been no change. Low volume pushes to the upside seems to be the recipe here for these stock index futures. So until something changes, I'm going to continue to look in that way until it starts to fail. Anytime you get a spike in volume, I will probably be looking at some type of shorting opportunities. So that's about it, guys. Not a lot more than that to come to you tonight with. So be careful tomorrow. Janet will be testifying, so make sure you have some news on in case something crazy happens so you know what's going on. But that's it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed today's live trading room. Hope you enjoyed this video tonight. If you have any questions, you can get a hold of me, adam@directiontrader.com. If not, you can leave a comment below this video. I am the one that responds to the comments, so you can either leave a comment below this or get a hold of me through email. But that's it for today. Have a good afternoon, and I will see some of you in the trading room tomorrow, and I'll see the rest of you in tomorrow night's video. Have a good afternoon.